morning. You're on with Big J, and you know what time it is. Let's talk. And what are we going to talk about? The world of sports, because it is our goal and our narrative to bring you the best in news, sports, and information. Again, we want to thank those who like, who subscribe, and who comment on our channel. We are a community of enthusiasts who love or like sports. I don't want to say love, but we appreciate sports, whereby we just say thank you. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do it this time. Hit that red button, go to your right, hit that bell so you'll be notified when we upload content, smash that like button. Okay, there is a shift. At first, I was totally against this and I couldn't understand it. Neither could I believe it. But there is a shift going on in the world. And when I begin to go back and I look at history, I begin to understand. The first period of time in America is called the agricultural age, or the agricultural period of time. And that's the period of domesticating animals and developing the aspect of farming, whereby there was food given and created by farmers for everyone to be able. Then we have the next period of time, which is called the Industrial Revolution, to where we see the railroad industry now and the steel industry coming together and forming an allegiance to bring the United States into an understanding of travel, movement, also exporting and importing. That became very big. Even in World War II, when the steel industry got together with the government and there was things that were being transpired, so the government were able to protect its citizens based on the steel that was necessary to build weapons of, let me see how I'm going to say it, weapons of security that defended us. But what I want to talk about today is Google's platform and their ownership of YouTube. I thought we had seen and we were headed into a different direction. But part of YouTube's success is given to these two brothers, Jake Paul and Logan Paul. And now what they're beginning to do is widen or the area of entertainment until they did what the UFC with MMA was not willing to do. They're starting to promote boxing and MMA coming together, making sure that there's enough funding for the boxers to eat and to take care of their families. On June the 10th, I'm sorry I didn't put her up there, one of my favorite female boxers who have come over to MMA, Clarissa Shields, is going to go into the octagon. I cannot wait because she is a major contributor to women's boxing. And she has made advances beyond other women. So she's now putting down the gloves and going into the octagon in MMA. So what the Paul brothers have done now, you have this fight that's about to take place. Everything is running on the screen, so you know the dates and everything. Also, check back with us because you're going to have, not Jake Paul, but you're going to have Logan Paul. Logan Paul is going to face off against Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather, from what I understand, is going to take $1.2 million. That will be his purse for that fight, which is won't have judges, won't be a winner declared. What easier way to earn $102 million just to show up because of what you did or done over 10, 15 years? So this is what I'm saying. Right now, social media, you have individuals who are just no college degree, but they've learned and understand how the algorithm works. And what they're doing is now they're putting it to their benefit to where they're being compensated for their efforts and what they do. So what I'm saying is we went from the area of agriculture, then we went to the place of industrial revolution with the steel and railroad industry. Then we went to Silicon Valley, but I thought it was over with. But what has happened, the youth of America, they're finding ways to extend the dollar and its value based on social media. No one's watching TV anymore. Everyone has their phone. If you go into a home with a family, everyone has their phone doing something on their phone. So what am I saying? There is a fourth tier to understanding what's going on in the period of time. So we're still in the area of the Silicon Valley development and introduction, but now it's done on a larger platform. Someone says, Big J, explain what you're saying. Okay, let me go back and break it down. Microsoft Bill Gates stole the concept from Xerox. Xerox used a program which was called DOS, MS-DOS. All right, and it was based on the syntax, I believe. And DOS read the binary numbers, which were based on 1, 0, and 1, based on input and information data. So then what happened, here comes now Steve Jobs. And Steve Jobs, they developed something called the Apple computer. And what the Apple computer did, it did not have DOS 3.1, 3.0, 3.1, all the way up to 6 point something. They introduced something called GUI, Graphic User Interface, to where you just didn't type in data to receive data or have the CPU do something or process. All you had to do now is click an image, and that image were able to do multiple things at one time. That's what you have on your phone now. It's called GUI, which is a graphic user interface. We're no longer using the phones to where it was just you have to type in everything you have to do. You can now voice text. You can now do everything on your cell phone just like you could on a computer. So that's what I'm saying. These young people within America, they're changing the spectrum and the scope based on coding and understanding what goes on. And the more individuals who are at this level, we will see more millionaires than ever in this country. We will see it than ever. Why? Because those individuals who can sit down and understand the nuances of coding and developing based on just certain little things will be able to control what people watch, what they do, what they listen to, which will make them millionaires. You will have millionaires coming out of middle school, elementary school. Why? Because they're able to code. And what that coding does is very simple. It's just based on a hypertext markup language, or it's just based on JavaScript. It's just based on simple things that these kids now have made it very easy, but hard. Get our live stream tonight at 6 o'clock. It's going to be informational, talking about Kobe Bryant, Andrew Bynum, and Kwame Brown. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be off the chain. Very informational. All right? So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Have a beautiful day. God bless you. And you know what I'm going to say. Be the best, and the best you will.